Welcome back to PAX Day 3. I'm Chelora and I will be your guide today throughout the convention, and I'm so excited to be here.
Hi, my name is Finley. I'm one of the developers on the Berlin apartment. I'm one of the programmers, and today I'm representing Constance and the Berlin apartment here at PAX.
Yeah. Can you tell me what the premise of Constance is, what genre it is, and what kind of themes we might find in that game?
For sure. So Constance is a 2D hand-drawn action adventure, a Metroidvania, which is a side-scroller. So the premise is Constance is an artist, and she struggles with some mental health issues, and she's kind of going inward, trying to confront like her darkness and her inner demons. And so it's all about creativity and balancing work-life balance, depression,
Yeah.
on top of Metroidvania, basically.
I think we could see that in the game because there's like abilities you use with your paint, and then if you run out of paint, you start using your health for those special abilities. I didn't know if she dies necessarily, but when she loses all her health,
Yes.
there's like a thing where it says take a break or what is it, persevere?
Yes, it's the meditation, going back to meditation or persevere. Exactly.
Yeah. So it looks like those themes are really integrated into the mechanics, or at least the verbiage around the mechanics of the game.
Yeah, exactly. And I think there will be, we didn't see it in the demo, but there will be playable flashbacks in forms of little mini games. And I don't know if you noticed, but in the menu you can also see Constance sitting in front of her PC, kind of just in the darkness.
Yeah.
And if you look closely, you can see she's working as a graphic designer.
Okay.
Just zapping her creativity into her work, kind of incorporate the themes throughout the full game. But you will definitely see in the full game more about her backstory as you progress.
What can you tell me about the plot of the game? I saw a lot of the characters are not necessarily human. It's cameras and kind of mechanisms or tools.
So there will be different biomes in the game, and depending on which biome, it's different areas of her psyche, of her inner world. And depending on that, you will have different creatures and enemies that you encounter. Yes, the area that you encountered just now is all about, I think there were a bunch of paintings. All of the enemies were one was a painter with I don't know what it's called, Spachtel. Sorry, I'm German. yeah, exactly, for example. The interesting thing is also that not all robots are evil. So you saw the photography, Robert is his name.
Right.
That's also trying to help you. So there's not a concrete black and white.
Because it's a Metroidvania, what kind of abilities or mechanics might we see in Constance that we haven't seen in other games before?
I think
you can tell me. I don't know.
I can try.
Yeah.
So what are we going to see? And you may have seen some more in the trailer. There's a lot of more abilities that are about flow. You get to learn the paint stab, which unlocks kind of a more powerful attack. But a lot of the abilities also are about traversal that are going to get trickier and trickier to kind of combo around. And it also all revolves around the paintbrush. So you're going to see more evolving paint.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. I thought it flowed really well. And I don't know, I've played Hollow Knight and other games too, and it felt very good. I didn't feel like I was running off edges or the jumping was late or too early or anything like that, which I think is really important for platformers, which I have experienced before. So not fun to play, and it wasn't too brutal. If you lose all your health in one area, you just start right at the beginning of the same area. It's not too punishing. When are we expected to play Constance on release?
Both games are going to release this winter. We don't have an exact release date yet. So Constance is going to release first on Steam, and then later, probably next year, as soon as possible, I guess, on consoles, Switch, Xbox, and PlayStation.
The second game that we tried today was called The Berlin Apartment, which is just this one over here.
So The Berlin Apartment is a series of short stories that all take place in the same apartment on the east side of Berlin, but throughout a full century. So you get to play, in the demo you get to play the episode of 1989 where you play a depressed botanist, kind of feeling all alone because his roommate left and fled to the west, is only companions are his fish,
Plants.
Eric, and his plants.
Yeah.
And then suddenly a paper plane comes flying in from the west. So there's this little romantic element of like the fantasy of having a love story across the Berlin Wall
Right.
with paper planes.
Yeah.
In the next one, you saw 1933, where you play Joseph, a Jewish cinema owner who has to kind of start packing his things because the Nazis just rose to power.
Right.
And he's very reminiscent and thinking back. So we try to find unique stories throughout the century to kind of show and tell stories in the German and Berlin history, but from the perspective of the tenants of one apartment.
Yeah. I played it in English, the demo. But for example, like Expedition 33, I've been playing it with the French audio because I feel like it's more authentic. Do you think that playing it with the German audio would be like you get more of the immersion, the more of the experience? Do you think?
I think it depends. I would say it depends on the player. Some people don't want to read subtitles.
That's true. Yeah.
So if you're like, okay, I want to really see what's happening and not focus on the subtitles at all times, then I would probably say play it in English. We're gonna have English and German voiceovers, but more subtitles.
Right.
But I also know like some people really want to hear the German language as well.
Yeah.
And I do think it can add to the immersion. So yeah, I think it's about preference if you want to read subtitles or not.
How long would the play, from like start to finish, be for the Berlin apartment? I mean, if you like probably read and explore everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So each episode is going to be around, I would say, 30 to 45 minutes.
Okay.
So in total, we're going to have like 3 to 5 hours,
Oh,
just
great.
depending on how much time you also want to spend.
Yeah.
I mean, this game is also designed to explore visually a lot. So you can just spend a lot of time just looking at details that we kind of built in.
Yeah. You can live in the apartment with everybody
Yeah,
else.
exactly.
The immersion. Yeah, I like to do that, and then my chat will usually yell at me and be like, "Can you keep moving? Like, what's next? What else is there?" And I'm like, "I just want to like listen to the breeze and look out the window and like vibe for a minute." So I really like that about these kind of games.
Thank you.
What was the process around creating the Berlin apartment?
We started off, so first was the idea of our game director kind of like standing in this old 100-year-old Berlin house and envisioning what kind of tenants have lived there before, and then we started prototyping and collecting stories and ideas of all kinds of things that we could come up. And then yeah, it comes down to production, so you're thinking like, okay, this episode has way too much content, this is
Right.
very important for us, so we kind of tried to collect and choose the ones that we really want to tell and that were also like wise to produce. Then we actually produced one episode after another. So we started with 1989, and now we're on the last episode that we only teased in the trailer, which is going to be set in 1945. First Christmas after the Second
Yeah.
World War.
I was going to say right when it pretty much ended.
Exactly.
Yeah. What is something that you want folks at home to take away from the Berlin apartment when they're done?
There's a lot. I
Yeah.
think history is important.
Yes, I think so too.
We need to remember what has happened. There's a lot to learn from history, and we need to listen to different voices and not just the voices from the people that won in history.
Right.
So we got to listen to marginalized voices as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, talk about it. Find out. Like 1945, we also touch on the subject of, oh, were my parents or grandparents Nazis? No. Like there's this premise of, no, my grandpa was in the resistance.
Yeah.
Like really also digging into your own family history, I think is something that I also take away from the production. I mean, we've been talking a lot about it within the team too,
Right.
because we have to wrestle with those topics
Yeah.
to really make sure we can tell an authentic story. So yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah. I can imagine. So this one is also releasing in the winter, you said?
Yes, exactly. So the same kind of winter 2025, though this will be a simultaneous release, Xbox, PlayStation, and Steam.
Christmas is coming.
Please,
Yeah.
wishlist our game.
Yeah. Wish listing helps. I don't know, you'll probably agree with me, but I heard that wish listing actually helps the developers as well as the programmers and everybody on the team. It gives them like better metrics and like opportunities on Steam.
100%, yeah. Wish lists, I mean, game development and marketing is a weird thing because nobody really knows what's happening. But there's like one metric that you can kind of hold on to
Right.
that helps with ratings, that helps with visibility. So yeah, wishlets help.
Thank you so much for meeting with me, and I'm really
Thank you.
excited to play it. Well,
I'm
both of them.
I'm excited to watch your stream.
Chelora, so Chelora.
Nice.